here to recap weeks 28 and 29 for you. Hopefully the video isn't too long. I'm thinking it's going to be short, but I always think the video is going to be short, and then I start talking and I talk a lot. So the video ends up being really long. Anyway, stay tuned for weeks 28 and 29. Let's start with doctor's appointments. I did have a doctor's appointment on the 25th of January, and that was for my migraines. I don't even want to get into how bad the migraines are. It's insane. But at the doctor's office, the OB, let me preface this by saying my doctor's office is not my fave. It is I'm not set with one specific doctor. In this particular practice, all women's practice, and what they like to do is have you rotate between every single doctor in the office, every OB, so that when you deliver, you're comfortable with whomever delivers the baby, because it would be whatever doctor's on call. I personally don't like the fact that I'm seeing every single doctor, because then you have to describe your symptoms to each and every one of them, and each doctor works differently. Each doctor has their own way, and you get doctors that get it, and then you get doctors that just don't get it. And the doctor I saw on the 25th of January, to me, she just didn't get it. And the reason I say that is because she prescribed me Percocet, a narcotic. Like, I'm not taking Percocet to harm my baby. Like, are we serious right now? Are we? Like, why would I do such a thing? And then have my, like, it will have me having an out-of-body experience, you know? Like, no thank you. It's a drug. It's a drug that you can get addicted to, and it's just not worth it. It's not worth the risk. So I was really upset about that, and she's like, oh no, it's perfectly fine. Mind you, I think it's a grade C drug, which it's not, it could be very unsafe. So anyway, that was prescribed to me. Yeah, no. On the 6th of February, I was referred to a neurologist for the migraines, because, again, I told them I'm not even trying to be taking all these different medications that they keep prescribing me, because they're not working. And what is the point of me putting all of this excess stuff in my body just for it not to work? Like, why do that? Why would I do that? I'd rather suffer than to harm my child. So, oh, and also I was prescribed Zofran, I think during the same week that I was prescribed the Percocet. I'll stick with my Zyclegus, put it that way. Well, anyway, I went to see the neurologist, whom I absolutely loved. She was very personable, and she understood. She has seen a lot of patients that, you know, are pregnant or have been pregnant, and she gets the fact that your options are limited when you're pregnant. So she didn't want to prescribe me anything that would be harmful for the baby or myself. And what she suggested was, I believe, CoQ10 and acupuncture. So the CoQ10 is a vitamin, and then acupuncture, which has been, you know, proven in some studies to be effective and help with migraines during pregnancy. So I'm actually in the process of looking for an acupuncture specialist to go to, but they're really expensive. So when I find one and I go, I'll definitely update you guys on that. I follow up with her in 6 weeks. And if that doesn't work, she prescribed me magnesium. So that should help. And because of all of my symptoms, I've actually been, like, paperwork has been submitted for me to be out of work until at least my next doctor's appointment, my next neurologist appointment. Because these migraines are so severe, like, they really get in the way of me working. I'm throwing up sometimes with them. It's really, really bad. Like, my vision's blurry. I can't do anything. All I want to do is lay down in the bed and have a dark room, lights off, no sound, rag on my head, and that's it. Like, that's really where I am with them. I had an ultrasound on the 7th, and the baby was, of course, face down. which is fine. Head down, you know, that's where we want her to be, but her face is buried, so she doesn't want to turn around and show her face. And this is like the third ultrasound visit where we're trying to get her face, and we cannot. She did actually turn around for like 2 seconds, and the ultrasound tech was able to get some pictures. But as soon as I started talking, she turned right back around. I started talking about how we had to talk, and I told her to turn around during the visit, and then she turned right back around. So yeah, that's what she thought about our talk. She is already 3 pounds and 2 ounces, so that's exciting. She's growing, and so am I. I have a follow-up in 6 weeks for another ultrasound appointment, just because she doesn't want to show her face completely. Although they said everything looks great, they still want to check the growth, because of course the reason why I'm having all of these ultrasounds is because I was I wouldn't say I was at, maybe I was at risk, I guess, because my fiance went to DR prior to me conceiving, so he was exposed to Zika. Although when I was tested, everything came back negative, but they still want to monitor you throughout the pregnancy. So that's it for the doctor's appointments. Symptoms, obviously the migraines haven't stopped. Acid reflux is like insane. It's disgusting. Pregnancy brain, it's like overwhelming sometimes, that I can be in the middle of a conversation, and then if a little thing happens, I just veer off and I literally forget my train of thought. So not fun. Cravings. I'm craving grapefruit right now. Sausage and eggs, not so much anymore. I mean, I still like sausage and eggs, but I don't know. I've just been wanting turkey and eggs in the morning. It's weird. And I believe that's it as far as the cravings. I think I told you guys I was over oranges already. Like, done. I still eat them, but it's not like, oh my gosh, I need orange. Sleep is horrible. I pee at least 2 to 4 times during the night. I toss and turn all night. If I'm laying on my left side, it's so much pressure, so I have to go to my right side, and there's so much pressure, and then I have to pee, so I'm getting up. So then I go back to lay down, and then lay on my left side, there's pressure. It's bad. I can't lay on my back because it kills me. Oh, that's actually a symptom. My back is killing me a lot of the time. So that's a symptom. And swollen ankles. Like, my ankles have been really swollen, so I try to stay off them. But when I have to run to the store, because sometimes I have to go to the store, they hurt, and I'm always asking for massages from like my fiance, my mom, my little cousin, like anyone that I could get to rub my feet, I'm asking. Stretch marks. Remember I told you guys that I thought I saw 2 stretch marks but wasn't sure, and then I was using Mother's Friend, and I thought hopefully that would be my miracle drug because it was my mom's. My sister's, no. Those 2 lines are definitely stretch marks, and there were 2 additional lines on the other side in like almost the same exact spot. So they're like in my lower abdomen, and yeah, so I have some stretch marks. I have about 4. They're not huge. The ones on the left side are smaller than, like, they're like this. And the ones on the right side, the ones that started out as like 2 little light lines, and I wasn't sure that they were stretch marks, they've actually stretched more. They're the same 2 stretch marks, but they stretched more. I guess I'm stretching, the stretch marks are stretching. And then by my belly button, so actually it's 6, I have 2 stretch marks. Mind you, those have been there, and I just didn't know they were stretch marks. I don't know, I thought they were scars from when I got my belly button pierced, and I then took that out. But I just thought they were scars that were left there. And then I started looking a little closer, and I saw where I had the belly button piercing, and it's definitely not where the scars are. I mean, where the lines are. Those are stretch marks. So I'm at about 6. They're not terrible. They're actually light, and I'm okay. Right now, I just don't want it to get crazy. But my stomach is itching way more, and it's very difficult not to scratch your stomach. So I try to lather it up all the time with so many different things, and you know, in hopes that I'll prevent them. But there's really nothing that you can do. If you're gonna get them, you're gonna get them. I just hope that they're controlled, you know what I mean? Like, they stay as they are, and it's not like crazy. My apartment is a wreck. I made a note of that, hence the reason why I have the divider behind me. You don't want to see this apartment. It looks crazy right now, and that's because I am actually buying things for the baby. We've gotten a crib, I got the rocker, I got her dresser, and because my beauty room is going to be her nursery, we have to clean out the beauty room to then make it into the nursery, and trying to figure out where we're going to put these things is a mess. I think I can insert a clip of how the beauty room looks. And the things that we have to get out of there, and all the clothing that I have that I have to either sell or give away or whatever the case may be. So we're trying to get ready for the nursery right now. I've actually purchased her a lot of clothing and things like that, and she has gifts. I think I've mentioned this in a previous video, so I do want to do a baby buys, like current baby buys video, to show you guys what I've gotten her thus far. I did do a registry at Babies R Us. I went to a registry event on the 28th, excuse me, of January, and that was pretty interesting. They did have a lot of tips that they provided. I started the registry there, but I ended up getting annoyed at something so I didn't even stay. I think I put like 12 things in the registry, and I was like, yeah, I'm out. So I didn't really do much, and then I went online to Target's registry and registered there as well, and that's where most of my items will be, because Target has this new feature where you're able to add items from other places, which I really like. So I've been adding a lot onto my Target registry. I'll actually link my 2 registry numbers below in case anyone's interested. And I did a maternity shoot this past weekend as well, so I'll put a picture or 2 in there to show you guys. My fiance and I have another maternity shoot coming up next week, so that's like the big one, and we'll definitely put some pictures up in a future video to show you guys. That's pretty much it. I hope I didn't ramble too much. I think I got straight to the points this time. Not really too much excess information that I tried not to duplicate information, but if I did, sorry, but that's what's been going on for weeks 28 and 29. I will definitely I'm in my 3rd trimester, so I'm really happy about that. That's super exciting. And I think I put in and the baby's nickname, I did tell you guys I would let you all know, and her nickname is Lola. That is her nickname, and it is actually a portion of her first and middle name, which we will not be disclosing until she's born. But yeah, that's her nickname, and that's what we've been calling her for like ever. So now you guys know, and that's it. So 3rd trimester, I'm really happy. 11 more weeks to go. I'm really excited to get to the finish line. I'm really excited for my baby shower, which will be next month. I will probably vlog that. I'm actually getting married soon, so I'll have some footage of that too. That's it. So talk to you guys in my next video. Any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the comment section below, and I will see you guys next time. Love you.